The Boston Arts Festival will return for its 17th year on September 7th and 8th at Christopher Columbus Park, but for the first time, its organizers will branch out with another free event taking place 3 weeks later on City Hall Plaza. To tell us about the first Boston Local Music Festival is one of its organizers, Jen Matson. Thank you very much for being with us, Jen.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So why this new branching out into music?
Two reasons. First is because the Arts Festival, while we have a waterfront stage and we have a lot of great local musicians, we have some limitations on the types and the volume of the music that we can have. So we wanted to do something where we could be as loud as we wanted, and we could have rock and roll and punk and indie bands, which were sort of prohibited from having in the park. Then the second reason is to have something like this, just to have a free event for both the musicians and the residents, because over the years we've lost a lot of those free concerts we used to have at the Hat Shell all summer long. The radio stations used to put them on. There used to be a lot of events like that that have slowly disappeared. And we really thought it was important not just to keep the Arts Festival going for the artists, the fine artists as well, but to have something larger, to have some of these local bands have an opportunity for the promotion and the exposure.
Well, we have other concerts on City Hall Plaza that have involved big name artists. Why promote the local bands?
Well, because we really feel it's important to support them and encourage them and help promote them. We're not trying to be Boston Calling. We are really doing this for the local bands who are really trying to make it, who are trying to make a living at this, but don't have the venues to perform at. You know, they're performing in basement bars at midnight on Tuesday nights where their fans can't go see them at midnight on a Tuesday night. So we're trying to have something that's more accessible to more people. So by having it somewhere like City Hall, which the plaza is right in the middle of the city, it's accessible by every T-line. It's very easy to get to. It's free. I mean, there's no ticket. You can come for an hour, come for the weekend. We just thought it would be a great event to put it all together and have 2 days of free music. There'll be 2 stages, 3 really, because we're going to have 2 actual stages, and then we're going to have a beer garden, which in the beer garden, while the one stage is turning over the music, there will be like solo singer-songwriters with guitars like playing in that one too. So kind of 3 stages going. Well,
this is also a far cry from amateur hour. You've got one group, a gravel project. They recently opened for the Tedeschi Trucks Band. They're fans of the Allman Brothers, no surprise. You've heard them before. What are they like?
They are really fantastic. They're really talented musicians, really unique. They have a really big organ. They play. Their equipment is fantastic, and they're really, really talented. And they're part of the reason we're doing this, is we want these people to have the exposure they might not have. And we also have Blind Spot, who is up for, we have several actually New England Music Award nominees playing at both the Arts Fest and the Music Fest.
It's interesting because when I think of punk, it's usually guys with noisy instruments, but Blind Spot, it's fronted by female
we have
performers.
a lot of female bands and female musicians. Yep, we tried hard for that. We tried hard for diversity in general. Lots of different types of music at both the events, but especially at the local music festival, we have a lot of different genres. Something for everybody.
For people who have not been to City Hall Plaza for a concert, explain the effect. 'Cause, I mean, I've heard quiet music and accordions and fiddles, but when you've got punk music, those metallic guitars, those driving drums, those big buildings bouncing the sound back at you.
Yep, and it will. The buildings do bounce back. So the way we're setting up the stages, we have the main stage that City Hall always has. You know, they're doing that one for us, and then we're going to set up one basically facing the other way, so that music's coming one way and music's going the other way. But it can be loud because of the way the buildings are set up. But there's no residents and no businesses on the weekends, so we can be as loud as we want.
You know, I am a little curious about the economics of this event because it's free. I don't know if the artist's making much money off it, but what makes them want to play at an event like this?
Because the musicians are fantastic. They're all just so supportive of each other and part of the music scene. They really want things like this to happen, so they're all on board. We can't afford to pay anybody. I mean, hopefully, we're still looking for sponsors and vendors and promoters to partner with us. Really, we're still at the point where we have to pay the City Hall bills. Like we're not at where we can pay the performers, unfortunately. But we have a month. We're still hoping for it because that's ultimately what we want to do as part of it, is to promote, is to also be able to pay them what they deserve for playing. But yeah, they are all really excited. We got almost 300 submissions for, I forget how many slots, but 30 something slots. It was a really tough choice. But yeah, they're all really excited just to have this exist. So they're all happy to be on board and support us in what we're doing and then be a part of it.
This has been the news. We're talking with Jen Matson from the Boston Local Music Festival. And Jen, in September 7th and 8th, you've got the comeback for the Arts Festival. You've been involved with that for a long time.
Yes.
Tell people what that's like.
That is fantastic as well. It's in Christopher Columbus Park, which is gorgeous. It's right on the waterfront. It's fine artists. So we have primarily 2D. It's painting, photography, drawings, illustrations, that sorts of thing. We have jewelry and a wood turner, fiber, all kinds of things. But they're all original. They're all handmade. It's fine art. And then the stage is going to be a lot of solo singer-songwriters. It's quieter, but it's a whole range of bands. We've got Katie Dobbins. We've got a lot of local musicians that that you've heard their names. I mean, you'll know who they are. We encourage picnic, blanket, chairs. Come on down and hang out for the day. We'll have some food. We've got Ford is sponsoring us. You can come on down and see the 2020 vehicles and take a test drive. We have Cascadian Farms with some freebies and some food freebies and stuff like that. But it'll be really fun.
Now you talk about fine arts, but this is a sort of an open-ended venue. What was it like for you as an artist and the kind of people you would be bumping into there?
This was always one of my top 2 favorite art events of the year when I was doing shows as a photographer. This and the Beacon Hill Art Walk are the best shows by far, I think. So that's part of how I got involved in running both of them. The people are really great because the quality of art is really great across the board, and the people who are coming to this festival are just really, really fun, really great attendees, and it's just a nice place where you can come meet the artists. You're meeting the person in the booth who made the painting or whatever it is you're looking at, and you get to talk to them about the stories behind the art. So it's a really great event all around with the art and the music. Yeah.
Well, since we're talking about 2 different events in 1 month here, we have to give the people one more chance to hear the dates and times. Okay. So we'll start with the Arts Festival because that's first.
Yes, 7th and the 8th, which is not this. It's the weekend after Labor Day, the 7th and the 8th. All day, both days, rain or shine, 11 to 6. So that website is thebostonartsfestival.com, and it's on social media as well. And then the local music festival is the 28th and the 29th on City Hall Plaza. That's the last weekend in September. Again, 11 to 6, free all weekend long, rain or shine.
Thank you very much, Jen Matson. That's 2 free festivals for the price of 1. We'll have more news in just a moment.